A through E. Go find those. So if you guys remember from my first exam, there were a bunch of, well not a bunch, several cases where there were 5 steps and you had to put them in order. This is a great question for that kind of question because there are 5 steps, they go in order, and you need to know which order they go in. So you can think about that. Okay, so number 16. We talked about, I put a bunch of detailed outlines. I'm going to pull this up again on 16. And I'll go type this up on the study guide, but you know I gave you all these things. Okay, so down here, let's start at the bottom because I think it'll be easier. I absolutely want you to know ketone body formation to the extent that we talked about it. That you're making ketone bodies in low energy conditions, right? And where they're used for the brain fuel. The quiz on 19 will really reinforce which organs use which fuels. It will really help you to kind of get that cemented in your brain a little bit. Let's see. And also that difference between the HMG-CoA lyase and the HMG-CoA reductase. This is one piece of this because you're making ketone bodies versus you're making mevalonate for cholesterol.
I'm sorry, what quiz were you talking about?
Oh, this is what you need to know about ketone bodies.
Number 9. Wait, you said number 9. You said something about 19. I got.
Oh,
lost.
I don't know what it is about 19. Sorry. So yeah. Okay, sorry. So ketone bodies that meaning in fasting conditions, the liver's producing these. Can the liver use them for energy?
Nope.
No. That's important to know. Understand why they're produced, when they're produced, who uses them. All right, you don't have to give me a structure. But if it's a ketone body, is it a ketone acid, a keto acid, or an amino acid?
Keto acid.
Yeah. Does it have nitrogen in it?
No.
No. Okay, so that's again base state stuff going back to before. Okay. This is useful, but we're not testing it. Just the little side chain fatty acid beta oxidation goes back to the branch chain. Okay. Yeah. All right. Carnitine cycle. You need to know to the extent that we talked about for the quiz. Carnitine brings fatty acids into the mitochondrion for oxidation. That is the important piece about carnitine. The specific details, not so important.
Wait, the mito?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Carnitine is involved in bringing in fatty acids to the mitochondrion for oxidation. It's when you need to use them for energy. Carnitine allows you to bring them in to burn them for energy. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sorry, could you highlight the thing that you said we don't need to know?
Make it. Well. Okay. So if I start highlighting all the ones that you like, this is like a one thing. Do you know what I like? This is just so I could say. I will say this. Okay. I will say not a crucial part of the. How about? Okay, and I'll put it in red. Because I don't want to unhighlight it because everything that's highlighted I know you need for 415. Okay. So in other words, like, yeah, so I don't want to get rid of it exactly, I just want to like, what was that?
That's the font.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright, let's do it. Okay, so alright, so this, when I say if I want you to know specifics, I'll tell you. You absolutely need to know when you're mobilizing stored triacylglycerides. You're in the fasting condition. Or in, like in this case of sports nutrition, you're in that need energy condition. You're moving them out of the adipose so you can go use them for energy somewhere else. Okay?
When you mobilize what?
Triglycerides.
When you're mobilizing triacylglycerols or you're liberating free fatty acids, I don't care about the specific enzyme. If I want you to know it, I'll tell you what it does, and then you tell me about the conditions, right? If I'm giving you, I'll say hormone-sensitive lipase does this. It's active in the fasting state. What does that mean going on? And you're saying triacylglycerols are being released for use by other tissues in the body. Does that make sense? Okay, we covered desaturation today. Alright, so when I say this can get turned into an essay, or a multiple choice question, I will give you what we need to know. We talked a little bit about this at the very beginning with the questions on quiz 9. So where's palmitate being produced? In the cytosol. Where's stuff getting oxidized? In the mitochondria. How are you getting it out, right? So why are you getting it out? Like, I'm probably not going to tell you, I'm not going to make you identify citrate, but I'm going to say, as citrate builds up in the mitochondrion, that's happening in the fed or fasting state. When that happens, it can get exported to the cytosol. If you're in the fed state, what are you doing with it? You're making fatty acids. Does that make sense? It's not the specific product. It's the I've given you enough information to figure out what's going on if you can remember the other pieces.
And what are you doing with it in the fasting state?
So in the fasting state, you're running through the TCA cycle. Citrate is the first part, like acetyl-CoA,
okay.
and that's where you go back to, I need to know that other stuff.
Yeah, okay.
So you have to know enough about the TCA cycle, right, to know, okay, so citrate, and I'll probably tell you, citrate is made with oxaloacetate and acetyl-CoA. When you have too much citrate in the mitochondrion, you're in the fed or fasting state. If you're in the fed, and then you answer which one that is. And then part B, if you're, if you've got too much of it, it can get exported into the cytosol. What happens to it? It gets turned into palmitate. And you don't have to tell me the palmitate part, but you're creating fatty acids for storage instead of oxidizing them for energy. So really don't get caught up in the details.
So it's connected with the first part of the question. You're still in the fed state.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
But you could ask it if you're in, well, you're not going to be building it up if you're in the fasting state.
Right. So I want you to, everything about this exam is fed versus fasting. Everything about this is what are you making when? Aside from the nomenclature questions like, what is a 2-monoacyl glycerol, right? That's just base state knowledge. But if it's a conceptual question or a bigger multiple choice question, it's about what state is the body in. Because I know that they which is a good thing, they moved some of the prerequisites around so you can still get financial aid and everybody can graduate on time. But it means that you won't all, everybody's going into 415A and not everybody will have had 417B. So if you're really thinking about fed versus fasting, that's going to go a really long way in getting you all the way through 415A without all the 417B. If you take it in the summer, that's great. If you don't take it in the summer, that's totally fine too, but keep this in mind because it'll help you if you're missing a few key pieces, okay? Okay. All right, so let's see. Okay, again, fasting versus, so fed versus fasting. This whole thing is fed versus fasting. This whole thing that I said can get turned into an essay or multiple choice questions, not the details, fed versus fasting. Okay? Mm-hmm. When it says decrease in fed state, increase in starvation conditions, it's not the enzyme thing that I want you to think about. It's, I'm going to tell you what's happening. Where are you? Hungry or fine? Okay? All right, so let's just summarize that in the study guide. Okay, so